Hey guys, this is Calvin, the interior designer for Savon Company, and I want to talk to you guys about using faux flowers and using decorative vases. So we got to have our tools, we got a glass vase, got to have our flowers, and some artificials, mixed with real. So that's what we're going to do on today's video. And of course, our decorative vase. You love this white ceramic vase, like phenomenal. It's not just for decorative design, but you can also put florals in it. And because this is a white vase, if it ever has spots or stuff, you can just use a magic eraser and kind of get those spots off. That magic erasers work wonderfully on all different substrates, not just walls. Like they can clean off those deer and antler statues behind me, stuff like that, you know. But anyway, you make your vase beautiful. Full bloom. We use full bloom for any flower that has a bloom on it. If you want them to open all the way like roses and stuff, any flower that has a bloom, you use full bloom. And you only use it comes with a cap that you can fill up at the top. So it's like one cap full per liter of water that you have, so that you use the right measurements, and you just you pour that in and you mix that around, um, just so it's throughout the whole water. And again, when you're using it, we also use here, this is quick dip. So quick dip is like, it makes your plants like go on steroids. It makes them drink everything and soak up everything. So we just pour it into the little cap that comes on it, and we just dip each stem as we cut it into that as we go. Um, but you guys, we're going to be using this decorative vase, and these vases can't hold water. So what you do is you find you a glass vase that can hold the water inside and fit inside of the vase itself. That's the trick, okay? Um, but you fill it up with water, with the water that we've already pre-mixed the full bloom in, and you're going to place that inside the actual vase. So now you can put real florals in here and you can make it beautiful. Now, these are artificial. We use artificials for things that we just don't want breaking and going everywhere and have to replace. So this is kind of our filler. So it's okay to mix real with artificial. That's ruscus leaf, but we're going to go ahead and start decorating it with our real flowers in the back. And so you kind of measure them from the vase height as you go here, and you dip them in the quick dip. That's every petal, every floral has to be dipped. Now, you do need to remove the lower leaves, because the lower leaves, if they start getting into the water, and once they start getting old, they'll start turning yellow and stuff. And if you have all of these artificials in the pot, then you really don't need the leaves on the actual real floral blooms, because the leaves actually drink water too, and that they slow down the drinking of the water from the actual bloom of the plant. Now, I'm not a florist. I'm just telling you some things I've learned along the way, and and in speaking with other florists, that they tell us now it's time to, I'm just giving you some hits, some tips and tricks, you guys. It's I love having florals in the house. They make me feel, I like having something living. Um, they make the house feel great. I mean, since we design these beautiful rooms, it's always great. But those are the fire. We're using spider mums here. They're white, and we have a white vase. So kind of, and where we're putting this, we're going to bring this back to our own home. But in here in our store here at Savon Home at Westside Market Midtown, we wanted to kind of do something that could actually sit in this booth as well, here in our store if we wanted to. But when you're doing your florals, you want some long, you want some short. You don't necessarily have to do them all the same height. But when we're doing a tall arrangement, this is not something that sits on a table. Okay. If you're doing a table arrangement, then the vase is going to need to be shorter and the floral may need to be shorter, because you want to be able to talk over the floral arrangement, and see the other person on the other side. This is kind of going on the foyer table at the house, and that's how kind of how we use it. So when people come over, so we do some, you see some tall, you see some shorter. And we left some of the real leaves on because that's how people they'll come in like, oh my God, is this a real arrangement? And then they may feel the artificial leaf and like, no, that's not real. But then they'll feel the real one, the real leaf, and they're like, oh, these are real. So I like mixing artificial with real because it makes it last longer and it makes it stay greener longer in a sense. Um, because the artificials will be the green. And then the bloom is just the floral, the pretty point. And again, as you see, we always dip each branch into a quick dip. Um, and this is just an easy floral, you know. I love this vase. Then we're gonna put some ruscus in here. Ruscus is just green, and this is real. That's not artificial, and that's just to to give it some more filler along the edges to make people think that it's real. uh, to make it look like it's real, we stick some in the top too, so it gives it that look. Um, and then there's also that's the ruscus I'm just showing you guys. But there's also these artificial elements that are like dried mushrooms and bee hive looking items you see there on the table on the right hand side. That's what we're going to next. See those right there. I love those. They come in green, they come in brown, they come in all these different, but you just stick them in. They don't have to be in water. Again, this is artificial. And so they just give it that look, and we'll show you at the end so you can actually see them. But you stick them in place. There it is. You see how that looks? Oh my God, that looks like a garden to me. See, so it gives it that earthy feel, that nature. And then we add some of these are wooden mushrooms tops, and we're just adding these as just a decorative element because the space that we're designing this in is a neutral space, so green and brown, just like nature. Um, and so you can stick those in. Those don't have to go all the way down in the water. They can you're just sticking those in for it as a decorative element. So don't always try to push everything down in the vase. Now, by the way, when you are sticking these florals in, you need to be making sure that they're going in the vase, the actual vase with the water, when you're pushing those down. Um, Now we also like to add even these little twirly branches. It's just the more the better. You know how they say less is more? No, honey, more is more. I know you guys, this is designing with me, okay? um, and we just stick these in so they can just branch off. So it looks like something wild, something organic. And that's floral, arrangement. This is how we do show houses when we're doing the floral in those, and how we do our own home office. It's just a wonderful opportunity, you guys. I love having florals in your home. So there you have it. And here, coming up, we're gonna just show you a little bit of the video of how it actually looks from a top view. There you go. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my God. Well, you guys, I hope you love this. I'm so glad you guys watched to the end. Thank you guys. And don't forget to like us, subscribe, and turn your notifications on when we post to stay up to date with us. All right.